Dr. Vibha Dhawan, the Director General of TERI, Mr. Arvind Subramaniam, the Managing Director and the Chief Executive Officer of the Mahindra Life Spaces Developers Limited, Mr. Uni Krishnan, Chairman of the Glazing Society of India, Dr. Dam, the Head of DIZ, and all those who have joined here, my colleague, Economic Affairs, Housing, Mr. Dinesh Kapila, and various experts, researchers, and practitioners who have joined on this digital media. At the outset, let me first congratulate Mahindra Trainee Center of Excellence for Sustainable Habitat for launching these four very important documentation, and I'll request all of you to use these documents. These have a lot of efforts have gone into making these documents, and also the toolkit which has been launched here. Different persons have raised this issue. This has come up during our discussion in the last half an hour. How sustainability is so much important, carbon neutrality is important, and now we have a commitment by Honorable Prime Minister before the word community that by 2070 India will be carbon neutral. Not a long time in the life of a country, just 50 years. But be mindful of it that India is also growing. The population of the urban India today is estimated to be around 46 to 47 crores. It's 460 million for you, Dr. Dam. And this is projected through the UN population estimates to go to nearly 880 million, that is 88 crores. That is, the urban population is going to be almost double in the next 3 decades. Next 5 decades, it will go further up because the urban population is going to, our projections are only up to 2050. So this population is going to go much more by 2070. So when we are mentioning about the carbon neutrality in 2070, which is looking after the requirement of nearly, what I will say, it is not only 880, I'll say more than 1 billion population. 1 billion population by the year 2070. And we are looking for their housing, looking for their transport, urban transport, looking for various other things which all contribute to the carbon. Unless we take a path which is carbon, it is not only green but also absorbs some carbon, we are not going to reach out there. Unless and until we make it as a habit, we imbibe these things as our habit, whether it is the practitioner or the individuals who are who are living in the urban area, or the scientist, or the government. All of us have to imbibe these practices. What our Honorable Prime Minister has committed before the word community, it will be realized only if it becomes part of our life. Part of our life. Whether you take transport, you take housing, you take any activity, every activity is going to emit carbon. We have to take that kind of a path. And how do you do that? Yes, Mr. Subramaniam mentioned that, well, now the academia is onboarded on this. Like TERI or universities or scientists, they are all, because there is such an announcement from the government, so you are all wedded to the idea of doing this. Now those who are practitioners, they are also slowly, slowly, I will say, it's still not a full campaign. Slowly, like when the metros are made, they will always mention that this much carbon, they are saving so much of carbon. So many cars have come, the individual transport has come out of roads, so we are saving so much of carbon. Or maybe public transport is there, so much of saving is there. Or maybe some buildings are made, the Narret, when I talked to the Narretco and Credai, so there they mentioned that we are now following all this golden or platinum or such kind of rating, IGBC rating or such kind of rating, or maybe Griha rating of TERI, so that we are trying to cut down this. But this effort is not enough. As you mentioned, I mean, every individual has to be wedded to this idea, and then only we'll be able to reach to that level. That our natural choice, or by default choice, should be the carbon neutral kind of a choice. Like, for example, I mean, when I say so, I say with full responsibility as Secretary to Government of India. Who would have guessed 7 years back, when the Honorable Prime Minister made an announcement on the ramparts of the Red Fort on 15th August 2014, that India will take the path of Swachhta, and when we celebrate the 150th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, the greatest tribute we will give to this great soul of India is making this country Swachh. I think when the Honorable Prime Minister, I was also there. I mean, I was Additional Secretary in this ministry and was there in the program. When he made this announcement, many people saw these things with a lot of doubts, with a lot of, I mean, negative thoughts that how this could be possible. Because we have never thought that India will ever become clean. We were always like, if there was a dirt around us, our eyes will not even register that. Our sensitivities are not going to register that. If somebody is defecating on the road, we think that this is a natural thing. It is not something which is unnatural. But how many of us who are here are those who have joined through the digital media, I mean, through the digital platform, your experts and various people are there. I was told that how many of you are going to accept that now? It is just a matter of 7 years. Just a matter of 7 years. Think of it. 15th August 2014, Honorable Prime Minister makes a statement from the ramparts of Red Fort that India will take this path. And everybody had doubts. But today, how many of you are going to take this? No, nobody is going to take. You are all convinced when the 1st of October, when the Honorable Prime Minister launched Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, I think in everybody's heart of the heart, you would have believed, you are convinced that we are going to take that path. And when we go to the year 2026, India will be totally clean. And this comes from the comfort, this comes from the what you have seen now, that from 18% in 2014, we are now 70% solid waste is being processed, scientifically processed. From 26,000 tons per day, we are treating now more than 1 lakh ton, 100,000 ton for you, Dr. Dam, in last 7 years. It's a big stride. From people defecating on the roads, I'm not saying on the roads in the rural area. Even in the urban area, it used to be a common place. In the marketplace, people just stand and pick. Even in the urban area, people will go out for defecation. It's not an uncommon thing. It's not an uncommon thing. But today, how many of you have seen anybody defecating outside? No. Even for spitting, people think and then spit. That is the kind of sensitivity. This is the change of mind. Change of mind. And this has been made possible only through a Jan Andolan. Let me tell you, there's no credit to Government of India. As I can take with full confidence, full this thing. When Honorable Prime Minister said this on 2nd October 2014, he was launching this Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. Again, I was there as the Additional Secretary. And he made this statement. And at that time, I was thinking what he's saying. I was trying to understand. He said that this is not a program of the government. This is a Jan Andolan. This is a program of the people. And here, everywhere he has repeated that this will succeed only if people imbibe this. And people have really imbibed it, whether it is a child, whether it is a lady, which is the old person, with a young person, which is the industry, whether business, everybody is imbibed. Just 2 days back, we had Swachh Sarvekshan. We had a Swachh Amrit Mahotsav. You can go to the social media, you can go to the electronic tail. The whole world was full of Swachh Amrit Mahotsav when Honorable President of India, he gave away the award for the first 11, and the kind of energy I was feeling there in that hall of this Vigyan Bhavan, tremendous energy I was feeling there. And I was just remembering our Honorable Prime Minister, the kind of energy he has put in the program by saying this is a Jan Andolan. Through the Jan Andolan, today is possible. Now, everybody is a child or anybody, he wants the country to be Swachh. Similarly, if the country has to become carbon neutral, this has to become a Jan Andolan. Everybody must start seeing the benefit into getting this. People have realized the benefit of the Swachh Bharat. I mean, the disease load has gone down. Various things are not, I mean, think of it, if the COVID was there at the same time, the country was not clean, possibly many people have died out of many other diseases other than COVID. That we were confined. I mean, it was a blessing. I mean, when the COVID, all that severity was there, I was just thinking that it is, I think, thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister, he was so visionary. If the COVID was there and we were not clean, many would have died because of many other diseases and not COVID. Thanks God, this was there. This was very much there. Similarly, this can survive, this can succeed because we have a horizon where this population is going to develop. Mr. I think Unnikrishnan says 2/3 of built India is yet to come up. Yes, it is yet to come. That's correct figure. It's a correct figure. So let that construction be on this footing, and this can be possible only if people buy the idea. So I think the challenge before us is manifold. I mean, we have to go all out. We have to go. I mean, it has to become Jan Andolan. Everybody has to be buy to that. That great outreach. I mean, I think Ministry of Environment and Forest and all other ministries, for that matter, have to go for this, and even all-out efforts. All the organizations, they have to go because this is in our benefit. We have all realized the climate change. I mean, don't think that the experts are going to gain or lose anything. The climate change is going to make, as you mentioned it very rightly, that Chennai was facing it, or neighboring city, Gurgaon faced it, Delhi faces many times. You find, I mean, things are so become, the flooding has become, the, I mean, heavy rains has become very, I mean, sporadic, and they come for a short period of time. There are many impacts of the climate change. So we are facing those severity, and we need to address those severity. And people have also realized, I mean, it is the high time when we can convince the people that, think of it as a heavy flood or a tsunami or any this kind of thing. What is the kind of economic loss we are going through? And that economic loss is not there. I mean, it is now easy to convince people. There are so many examples, so many things. So that outreach has to be really strong. And in that outreach, I think our approach should be win-win approach. I mean, when people have to adopt green practices, the first thought which comes to the mind is have to spend 10% more or 5% more or 15%. That is the first thought. It's like advertisement, when you see any advertisement, they try to sell on the idea that I'm selling for cheaper. I'm not selling a good, better product that is not, I'm selling cheaper. So why not go into that kind of a cycle? Because that is our cycle. We want to go for a cheaper product. And the cheaper product is a life cycle cheaper product. Why only upfront cost? The life cycle cost is far less. If you just, even if you do the discounted value of the even this maintenance cost and other costs which are going to be there, it is going to be far less than the normal thing. Even the life, I mean, even the buildings are going to be much more sustainable. You are going to use much, I mean, better kind of a, I mean, the life, the comfort you mentioned, much better comfort in those houses. Your comfort increases, the cost reduces. What better thing you want? But to a scientist like TERI, I mean, scientific organization like TERI, I would also like to request you that while you are doing the research, let's not only be guided by the what the Western world has done. Yes, we must take all the ideas, great ideas from everywhere. Gandhi ji kehte the, keep your windows open from all sides, and then you are getting the best thing. We must follow. I mean, we must follow that idea. But at the same time, there's a lot of when you open your eyes outside, don't close your eyes inside. You may close your eyes inside. I come from a village. I was born in a village. My initial first 12 years was in the village. Then I went for schooling outside. Thereafter I went, and then mostly I've been outside, keep going to my village. We had mud houses. It was so comfortable. There was no fan, there was no electricity, we never felt that difficulty. Now you cannot make that kind of a thick, because our houses used to be so thick. The walls used to be so thick. Now we have also converted that into the brick wall. Now, can you come out with, the challenge is, can you use this? Can you get that knowledge, that the traditional knowledge of using this kind of various things which are made of, whether it is mud or made of, say, grass, or made of various things. Some go to the South India, coconut leaves and various things are there. Hundreds of things are there in our country. Somebody should research into it, how can improve the comfort and how can it improve the sustainability. I give an example, like the bamboo. Who would have thought that there will be bamboo door, bamboo wall, bamboo roof, bamboo everything, and such a strong, the life of, again, it's now competes with the bricks. When I went to the northeast, now there is so much of bamboo movement, because just that traditional knowledge. Earlier we used to go and see the bamboo houses used to be there, but very ordinary kind of thing. Now it's a whole sophisticated, that the technology is being used in a big way. It is bringing you the strength, it is bringing the longevity, it is protecting you from fire, it is many things which have been added, many new dimensions have been added to that. Even the scientists and the researchers, we should keep our windows open from outside and keep the windows open from inside also, and we should see into this, how we can get to the building materials, we can get to the building processing technology, like Dr. Dam mentioned about the lighthouse project, the 6 projects which we are doing. We have associated GIZ. I also would like to inform you that we have at 5 places we have we are promoting ASA, which is Affordable Sustainable Housing Accelerators of India. This is at 5 IITs: IIT Chennai, IIT Mumbai, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee, and 1 Central Building Research Institute at Jorhat. These 5 places we are promoting young, any, not young or old, anybody who has an idea, who can incubate the idea, who can get that idea accelerated and come out with such materials which can use the local, maybe the waste material, maybe the locally available materials, to make such kind of a building blocks or building process or building technology. This is all to come to the new technology, new India. And new India, what Honorable Prime Minister is, when he says new India, the new India is with the technology, with the innovation, with a lot of ideas which will make his focus is, whatever I've understood as a secretary, we get more chances to interact and get his directions directly, is to bring ease in life. And when you bring ease in life, means you have to get to the best. It should be affordability also. Madam mentioned about the affordability. That is the cost part. Comforts also. Overall, it should lead to that kind of a direction where the carbon neutrality there. So I think it's a big challenge, and effort like this I think this is it's a incremental, it's a big support to this whole movement. And I will request Dr. Seth that let's go beyond it. Let's also develop an instrument for outreach. Let us win heart of the people. Let us get people on our side, so that if I have to construct my house, my default option should be a greenhouse. That is my default option. I should think in terms of the life cycle cost. I should not think in terms of immediate cost. That is my learning in Smart City Mission. Let me tell you, Smart City Mission. Now you may be, I'll request you to Google and see from our website. There is a Making Cities Smart, learning from a smart city. Smart city learning is, you just invest another 5 to 10% on the road, and your road life becomes many years more. The experience on the road increases multifold. Why not do it now? And if you take overall cost, much lesser cost. So that is a smart development. So why not make this as a default option? And that is possible through, documenting this kind of thing, how you can reduce the, the carbon, carbon emission, or you can absorb the carbon, both mitigation as well as reduction, both the efforts. At the same time, let people buy the idea. That is my, that is the request I would like to make, and it is possible. Seeing the experience of the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, which I've been leading for the last 4.5 years as a secretary, and been associated with it for the last 7.5 years in the ministry itself, I can see that anything is possible in our country. Our people are great. They only need to be, aligned to the right kind of ideas. They will go for it. They will go for it. So all the very best for the effort, and thank you for inviting me to do this launch. Thank you.